Argentina have created a problem for the 2026 World Cup. A problem no nation wants to deal with again, because this version of La Albiceleste is not just strong, it is terrifyingly inevitable. For 8 years now, ever since Lionel Scaloni took over in that quiet friendly against Guatemala in Los Angeles, Argentina have evolved into the most efficient winning machine international football has seen in decades. Their numbers alone feel unreal. 92 matches, 65 wins, only 9 defeats, and a goal record that makes even European giants look ordinary. And then comes the statistic that defines their spirit. A 36-match unbeaten streak, the longest in Argentina's history, and just one step away from the world record. But numbers don't tell the full story. The real story is that Scaloni reshaped Argentina into a culture, a mindset, a footballing nation with a single mission: to become the greatest international team of all time. Yes, you heard that correctly, of all time. And the most frightening part is that they might actually do it. Because since 2021, Argentina haven't just been winning. They've been collecting trophies like a dynasty in full control. Copa America 2021.
Di Maria na cara do gol por cobertura.
Finalísima 2022. World Cup 2022. Copa America 2024. And now, for 2026, they are chasing something no team has ever achieved: a historic double. 2 World Cups and 2 Copa Americas back to back. All of this with the greatest footballer who has ever lived still orchestrating everything: Lionel Andres Messi. The same Messi who once carried the weight of 4 consecutive lost finals. Now reborn, reclaimed, and rewriting football history with every match he plays. But here's the twist. Messi is coming with a fantastic team for the World Cup. This Argentina comes armed with Dibu Martinez's steel, Guti Romero's fury, DePaul's heartbeat, McAllister's intelligence, Lautaro's finishing, Enzo Fernandez's control. And behind them rises a frightening new generation: Nico Paz, Thiago Almada, Franco Mastantuano, Giuliano Simeone, players built to extend the dynasty long after Messi leaves the stage. This is not nostalgia, this is evolution. This is not a last dance, this is a nation preparing to dominate a new era. And that is why the 2026 World Cup has an Argentina problem again, because the path is already drawn. The champions of the world, the double Copa America winners, walk into the group stage with one message. History is waiting. Algeria, Austria, and Jordan stand in their way. But they know what everyone knows. They're not facing a team, but destiny. A destiny written by Messi and Scaloni. A destiny that threatens to redefine what greatness in international football truly means. Only 8 national teams in the entire history of men's football can say they have lifted the World Cup. 8. And from that already exclusive list, only 6 have managed to win it more than once. Argentina belonged to that upper tier, a nation that doesn't just compete in World Cups, but shapes them, defines them, and often decides them. From Maradona to Messi, from legends carved in grainy black and white to icons streaming in 4K, Argentina have been a constant presence in football's biggest stage, reaching finals across eras, generations, and tactical revolutions. And Qatar 2022 added another golden page to that story, a final that felt like the sport itself trying to break the laws of drama. A 3-3 draw with France that will live forever. And a penalty shootout where Dibu Martinez transformed into folklore. Argentina now hold 3 World Cups, the first on home soil in 1978, led by ruthless brilliance of Mario Kempes, the second in Mexico, 1986, crowned by Diego Armando Maradona in what many still call the greatest individual tournament in football history, and the third in Qatar 2022, the one Messi had chased for a lifetime. But the dominance doesn't end there. Argentina have reached 6 World Cup finals, an achievement only matched or surpassed by football's traditional superpowers: Brazil, Germany, and Italy. Across 18 World Cup tournaments, Argentina have played 88 matches, winning 47, drawing 15, and losing just 26. Numbers that underline a simple truth: few nations on earth understand World Cup football like Argentina. Their first final, back in Uruguay 1930, ended in heartbreak after leading 2-1 at halftime, only for the hosts to roar back and win 4-2. Decades later, in 1978, Argentina finally claimed their crown in Buenos Aires, beating the Netherlands 3-1 in extra time with a heroic double from Kempes. In 1986, they completed their masterpiece, defeating West Germany 3-2. In a match that capped a tournament dominated by Maradona, a tournament that gave football the hand of God. In the most iconic dribble ever recorded. 4 years later came the bitterness of Italia 90, a tense final decided by Andreas Brehm's penalty that denied Argentina a historic defense of their title. In Brazil 2014, history repeated itself. Another final, another Germany, another 1-0 defeat, remembered forever for Götze's extra time finish. For Higuain's missed chance.
Slow, pedestrian, laborious.
And for the image of Messi staring at the trophy that slipped away. And then came Qatar, a final so chaotic, so emotional, so epic, it seemed written by fiction itself. Messi's brace, Mbappe's hat-trick, Di Maria's tears, a 3-3 for the ages, and Dibu Martinez sealing immortality in the shootout. Argentina couldn't have asked for a kinder draw. The kind of draw that only the reigning World Cup champions seem to attract. The kind that immediately whispers favoritism and destiny in the same breath. Placed in Group J with Algeria, Austria, and Jordan, Lionel Scaloni's side entered 2026 with a path that looks, at least on paper, completely manageable for a team of their status. Against Algeria, there is only one precedent, a wild 4-3 friendly back in 2007, where a very young Lionel Messi scored twice, and where Tevez and Cambiaso completed the job. No official meetings, no World Cup history, and now a first ever clash on the biggest stage. Austria offer a similarly thin past, 2 matches in total, a 5-1 win for Argentina in Vienna in 1980, and a 1-1 draw in 1990. No World Cup meetings, no decisive moments, no scars on either side. And Jordan, nothing. No friendlies, no qualifiers, no tournaments. A completely fresh encounter waiting to unfold in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. The global record leaves Argentina with 2 wins and 1 draw against their group opponents. A small sample, but enough to state the obvious. Every metric says they enter this group as overwhelming favorites. And if that wasn't enough, FIFA's new seeding rules give Argentina yet another advantage. As long as they do their job, they will avoid Spain, France, and England until at least the semifinals. If Argentina top Group J, their first knockout test will be against the runner-up of Group H, a group including Spain, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, and Cape Verde. Most realistic scenario, a brutal South American Clásico against Uruguay, a rivalry older than the World Cup itself. Their 2 past World Cup games are split. Uruguay won 4-2 in 1930. Argentina won 1-0 in 1986. And across all competitions, Argentina hold 92 wins against Uruguay's 59, with 46 draws, a rivalry built on steel, scars, and history. If they advance, the round of 16 opens the door to familiar faces, Paraguay or Australia against Iran or Egypt. Argentina know these opponents well. Messi's last-minute wonder against Iran in 2014, the tense 2-1 win over Australia in his 1,000th game, and Qatar 2022, the clean victory over Egypt in 2008, and a long historical dominance over Paraguay, whom Argentina have beaten 52 times. Then arrive the quarterfinals, and the shadow of Portugal looms large. Not just because it could be Messi versus Cristiano on the World Cup stage one last time, but because Portugal now have one of the strongest midfields in world football, powered by Vitinha and João Neves. Historically, Argentina have had the edge, with 5 wins, 1 draw, and 2 defeats against Portugal. While in the personal duel between the GOATs, Messi leads 16 wins to Cristiano's 11, with 22 goals and 11 assists for Leo. And if Argentina reach the semifinals, the road becomes volcanic. Brazil or England. Brazil, still wounded by the Maracanã loss in 2021, by the Maracanã shocker in the qualifiers, and by the 4-1 humiliation in the Monumental.
Golazo de Giuliano, golazo.
Or England, a nation whose World Cup history with Argentina is carved into legend. 5 matches, 3 English wins, 1 Argentine win. And that single Argentine victory is the most iconic football moment ever recorded. Mexico, 1986. Maradona, history, split in 2. The true secret behind this Argentina side is not only their talent, nor even their trophies. It is the unbreakable bond forged between the players and Lionel Scaloni, a connection so strong that it has completely rewritten the psychology of the national team. He's built a culture that rejects the chaos and emotional fragility that once haunted Argentina at major tournaments, replacing it with unity, humility, and absolute clarity of purpose. Perhaps Scaloni's greatest strength is his ability to wrap a squad around Messi without suffocating its young talent, integrating new generations who do not freeze under pressure, who do not collapse under expectation, and who treat playing alongside Messi as fuel rather than intimidation. Tactically, Scaloni is far from rigid. He adapts, shifts, and experiments, yet always returns to structures that give Argentina stability. A strong back four, a midfield built on intelligence rather than muscle, and transitions powered by Premier League caliber engines like Alexis McAllister and Enzo Fernandez. Under Scaloni, Argentina have mastered 2 identities, one where everything flows through Messi, and another used when he rests, that is faster, more vertical, and more collective. Remarkably, both versions keep winning. And yet, above all systems and all tactics, the Messi factor remains the irreplaceable spark. No other nation can even dream of replicating. From his dreamlike World Cup debut in Germany 2006, scoring and dazzling Maradona himself, Messi announced that he was a generational phenomenon. Then came East Rutherford in 2012, a friendly only on paper, but an epic statement in reality, where Messi tore Brazil apart with a hat trick.
They're backing off and backing off!
"It's always beautiful to beat Brazil," he said calmly afterwards, as if he hadn't just delivered one of the greatest individual performances the rivalry had ever seen. But his early World Cup journey was far from smooth. After scoring in 2006, Messi waited 8 long years to celebrate another World Cup goal. South Africa 2010 was a disaster, a tournament where both he and Maradona fell apart under the weight of expectations. By 2014, the pressure was suffocating, yet Messi surged through the group stage with genius. A late winner against Iran, another double against Nigeria. Moments that kept Argentina alive. Still, that World Cup ended in heartbreak, the beginning of 3 consecutive lost finals that shattered him emotionally, culminating in the 2016 Copa America defeat, where he announced his retirement in tears. Argentina begged him to stay, even the president called him a gift from God, and Messi returned just in time to rescue the nation from missing the 2018 World Cup, scoring a hat-trick in Quito at altitude in one of the greatest qualifying performances ever recorded. But Russia 2018 brought another collapse, not from Messi, but from a broken dressing room under Jorge Sampaoli. The elimination against France could have ended everything, but instead, it reset everything. In 2021, destiny finally shifted. Messi may not have played his best match in the Copa America final, but he carried Argentina there, producing 9 goal involvements in the tournament.
Anyone in the world can pull this off. It's that man.
And when the whistle blew in the Maracanã, Messi collapsed to the grass in tears. The curse was broken. Then came Qatar 2022, the summit of his legend. Argentina entered the tournament on a 36-match unbeaten run, only to suffer a shocking defeat to Saudi Arabia. Suddenly, Messi's last World Cup hung by a thread. But in the match against Mexico, with Argentina frozen and desperate, Messi produced one of the most pressure-defining goals of his career, a low strike from distance that restored belief to a nation. From there, he authored a masterpiece, the 1,000th match against Australia with another goal. The impossible pass to Noel Molina against the Netherlands. The iconic "Que miras bobo" moment.
Bueno, Leo, quedaste un poco caliente por el final.
¿Qué mira, bobo? ¿Qué mira, bobo? Anda para allá, bobo. Anda para allá.
Tranquilo, Leo.
And the dismantling of Vardiol, the best young defender in the world, in the semi-final. And then the final, the greatest final ever played, Messi's double. his leadership, his domination through every knockout round, and finally, Montiel's penalty sealing his immortality. Messi became the only player ever to win the World Cup Golden Ball twice, surpassing Pelé in total goal contributions, delivering the most complete World Cup by any individual, even greater than Maradona's 1986. As Gary Lineker wrote, it has been an absolute privilege to watch Messi for nearly 2 decades, a gift from the football gods. And now, unbelievably, Messi is still producing at an elite level. Top scorer in World Cup qualifiers, top scorer and top assister in MLS, with 35 goals and 21 assists. Breaking records as the greatest creator the sport has ever seen.
Turning, sliding, Silvetti!
But here's the real plot twist. Messi may be the heart of Argentina, but this time, Argentina are not relying solely on Messi. This squad is deeper, younger, stronger, and far more complete than any Argentina team before. And what they bring into 2026 will shock the world. Argentina arrived to the 2026 World Cup with a squad that every nation envies, a group shaped by experience, scarred by past finals, strengthened by triumph, and fully aware of what it means to lift a trophy on the biggest stage. Scaloni knows exactly what he wants, and more importantly, he knows exactly who he trusts. Many of these players may not be shining weekly for their clubs, yet the moment they pull on that Argentina shirt, something switches. They become sharper, tougher, hungrier, almost untouchable. In goal stands Emiliano Martinez, now 34, the man whose last-minute miracle against France in the Qatar final kept Argentina alive. His presence alone changes matches. He's the emotional anchor of the team, the guardian of their destiny, and he continues to perform at a high level with Aston Villa. On the right side, Noel Molina remains the ideal modern fullback, defensively disciplined, tactically intelligent, capable of pushing forward when needed while never abandoning the structure Scaloni demands. Cristian Romero, meanwhile, has become Argentina's most dominant center back, a monster in duels, fearless in the air, and composed in the build-up. His performances for Tottenham have solidified his status as one of South America's top defenders, and he will be a guaranteed starter if fitness stays on his side. Next to him, Scaloni faces a delicate decision: the experience of Nicolas Otamendi or the peak form of Lisandro Martinez. Otamendi has remained in Europe precisely to stay competitive, to maintain the rhythm needed for a World Cup run, and Scaloni values his leadership enormously. On the left, Nicolas Tagliafico continues to be one of the most consistent fullbacks Argentina have produced in years, combining maturity, positioning, and reliability, qualities crucial in knockout football. In midfield, Enzo Fernandez remains the engine, no longer the youngest in the group, but now a Premier League-hardened playmaker with vision, timing, and the confidence to dictate big matches. Alongside him, Alexis McAllister provides the perfect balance between defensive support and attacking clarity, thriving at Liverpool and adding long-range shooting that has become a dangerous new weapon for Argentina. And then there's Rodrigo de Paul, the heartbeat, the protector, the constant presence who transformed himself into one of Scaloni's undisputed loyals, a midfielder whose influence goes far beyond statistics. Up front, the future clashes with the present. Julian Alvarez has grown into a lethal number 9, scoring relentlessly in Spain with Atletico de Madrid and showing maturity far beyond his age. He's entering this World Cup not as a prospect, but as a proven champion. Lautaro Martinez will fight him for the position, but right now, the momentum clearly belongs to Julian. Beside them, Lionel Messi, 38 years old, preparing for his final dance, carrying the dream of a historic back-to-back World Cup and back-to-back Copa America titles. No player has ever attempted such a feat. No player has ever been capable of it until now. Behind Messi rises Thiago Almada, the man many in Argentina see as their heir. Explosive, creative, relentless. He was one of the most influential players of the qualifiers alongside Messi. And when Leo was absent, Almada carried the national team with stunning authority. His impact at Atletico de Madrid has made him a genuine star ready for 2026. And Argentina's strength doesn't end with its starters. Giuliano Simeone, Franco Mastantuano, and Nico Paz represent a new golden generation pushing from below. Talented, fearless, and desperate to earn their place in history. Put simply, Argentina do not just have a strong squad. They might have the strongest squad of the 2026 World Cup. A champion team reinforced by youth, driven by experience, and guided by a manager who knows exactly how to win under pressure. And if every other nation is honest with themselves, they already know the truth. The world champions are arriving even stronger than in 2022, and everyone else will be looking up at them.